Switching gears now, we have some heartbreaking news for a Loudoun County family. Police say their 19-year-old college student died at an off-campus frat house near Virginia Commonwealth University. Tonight, an investigation is underway into the death of Adam Oakes, that young man you see there, and the VCU chapter of Delta Chi. Richmond police say the VCU freshman was found dead Saturday morning. They haven't disclosed how he passed, but Delta Chi's fraternity's national chapter and university officials have both ordered that local chapter of Delta Chi to cease operations immediately. Meantime, an outpouring of support for the family of Adam Oakes, more than $20,000, have already been raised on GoFundMe. Oakes, we've learned, graduated from Potomac Falls High School. In a tweet, the school said, quote, "We are deeply saddened to hear of the sudden passing of a PFHS graduate, Adam Oakes. Adam played football at PFHS and loved to cheer on our many athletic programs. If you're able to help out, there's a link below. We will miss your spirit, Adam."